I'm going to take you through how you can put all this data into one Excel single page. So this is the raw data that you sent to me. So there are basic things that you need to do in order to arrange this table. So the first thing I did here was to check what was sent. When I open here and I go to page layout, I went to orientation, I noticed that it's on portrait. That's the first thing I noticed. So I decided to do this in different sheets. So the first natural instinct that will come will be to change this to a landscape. So on page 2, I copied all the data. The first thing is copy all the data. So highlight on the entire data, copy it and paste it on a new sheet. Then after pasting it here, you can now highlight on everything. So I'm going to highlight on everything here. So just highlight on everything. So there are basic things you can do here. The first one is to go to home menu and put all this boundary all around, all borders. So that's the first thing I did. And the second thing will be to go to page layout and change the orientation to landscape. So let's see, I wrote it down here. So I changed this to landscape. We can do a print, set a print area and preview this. So once you preview this, find that this has been covered up to 30th October, but you can see that most of the data here aren't showing. So we can readjust this a little, and by shifting the column margin so that everything will appear. So if you expand this column margin, anytime you see this, it means that some things are hidden. So in this case, the date of birth is not showing. So I'm going to pull this over, and so you can see the date of birth is appearing now. Then you look at the way this line is. You can also adjust this. So I'm adjusting the column margin manually in order to allow everything to appear. So now everything is appearing. There's still some things hiding here. So I think we have everything out now. So what I'm going to do, so I've just changed this to, so here some things are also still hiding. So everything is revealed now. So if I highlight the whole of this, and I'll go back to page layout under print area, I'll click on set print area. So this print area now tells you what area of the document will be covered while it's being printed. Don't forget that at this stage my orientation is already pointing to landscape. So look at this document. The date ends on 14 November before payment. So let's just see how much of this is covered based on the way it is here. But if you just watch here, if you watch carefully here, you can see this line divided in here. So this broken line is telling you that this is just about the area that is taken based on what we've done. But let's confirm it. So if I go to click on that and click on print preview, you can see from here that the system covers up to facility. So when you have facility, where this broken line is showing, it shows you. So the whole of this is left out. So what are the things I need to do? So I copied this again and pasted on the next page. So what I did was to highlight on everything and said, okay, let's left align this. Let's reduce the size to 12, and then let's manually drag to reduce the size. So I'll go back again to that page 2 and do exactly that. So I came back here and highlighted on the whole thing. Then I'll move to home. Then I'll change the size to 12. Change the size to 12. So I've changed the size to 12. That's the first thing I've done. Then again, I will still highlight it and I'll tell it to align everything to the left. So while highlighting, this is left alignment, so I'll click on that. Then the next thing is I'm now going to manually adjust this. Why do I need to do it manually? Because you can see here the width of this column is different from this and is different from this. So I will just try to do manual shifting up to where I have the longest text without taking anything out. So here I'm watching out for health. So I've got it up to healthcare. Okay, so this has fit in properly. Then here I have a little space here on the right hand side, so I can just reduce this without taking out anything. Then here too, I'm going to reduce this without taking out anything. And here I'm going to reduce this. So why I'm doing it manually is because the width of the data is not exactly the same in all cases. So I could have just gone to go to configure the width of each of these data, but some things will be left out. So it all depends on what you have. So I'm just doing it manually. So as I'm shifting this manually, I'll be scrolling up and down to make sure that I've not left anything out. So I'll continue with this to the end. Okay, so now I've shifted everything manually. I've adjusted the column margin according to the sizes of the data there. So you can see for now that this print area, the print indicator now has moved from facility to 30th October. So if I click back here and I go to and do print preview, you will see that it will be around 29th of October. So this is where we are now. So some things are still being left behind. So the question now is, what else can we do? So now let's go to the next thing. So in sheet 3, okay, I've done left align, I've reduced it to 12, I've manually dragged. Then in sheet 4, what I'll do is I'll go in print preview, I'll click on show margin, then I'll adjust the left and the right margins to take in more of the columns. So let's go back again. So that's exactly what I did here. So I'm using this sheet 3 as my experimental work. Let's confirm it was on sheet 3 that we had 20, sheet 3 that we had 29th of October. Okay, so now, so I'll go back here, then I'll click on print preview. Okay, no, sorry, this is not the one. Um, I want to show you the current sheet that I'm working on that had that I've just adjusted. I think it was okay. So let's confirm. I think it was sheet 3. So let's set the print area again here and see what we have. Uh, like it was deactivated when I did something else. So I'll go to page layout, I'll go to print area, set print area. So I'll wait for you to set it. So I'll scroll to look at it. So yes, it's had, okay, well, it's pointing to facility here. So let's go to paper orientation, page orientation, and click on landscape. So when you click on landscape, see this is where we were. It took us to 29 October. So from here now, I'm going to now go to adjust the left and the right margin. So I'm returning back to print preview. So the system is showing 29th October. So some things are moving. So I'll just click here and say show margin. So as showing margin, I'll just drag here. So I'll just drag some things here to the extreme end and I will just drag some things here to the extreme right. So we can see by that action, I've added two more columns. So I can drag this one up. So that's what I have. So I've been able to reclaim some space. I've done up to 31st October. This is at size. This is at size 12. So I'll close this. So this is at size 12. I've been able to move this print indicator page to 31st October. So I still have this. So what do I do to get this to enter? So if you look at here, you see that the size is 12. So what we could also do now is, since we've reclaimed all the spaces, so we could just go back again to home and change this to font size number 8. So if you do font size number 8, what you will now notice is that the system automatically, so we're doing font size 8 and landscape. Let's be sure that our landscape is still there. We've done font size 8, then we'll go to page layout, orientation, landscape. So this is what we have now. Font size. So we can just check. You see, there are a lot extra spaces that has been created as a result of that single action. So let's drag this forward again, closer to the longest text that we have there manually. So I'm dragging this and dragging this. Again, like I told you, I could just specifically tell it to change the column margin automatically, but because of the fact that the font sizes are not exactly the same, so for now I prefer to do it manually in order to get what I'm looking for. So I will still show you another video that illustrates how you can automatically set this. So by dragging this closer, I'm reclaiming spaces, and so we can see from here that this is where we are currently. This is where the broken line is. So we still have this area to cover in order for you to be within one space, one page. So let's keep moving. I'm moving. I'm moving this, and I'm moving. So as you're reclaiming this, you keep an eye on this to see you will be moving towards the right. So I'm reclaiming the spaces, reclaiming these spaces. So I'll just continue doing this until everything enters. So this is where I am now. I've been able to shift everything forward. There is no overlap. All the text are appearing. And here I notice an empty space here, so I can take this one out. So I'll just say delete to bring this closer. So I've got that space. But you see, my print page still stops around here. So I could now go back to the margin and see what next I can adjust to bring in. So what is remaining now is 14 November and payments. So let's go there and see what we can do there. So I've just opened to my print preview. You can see I now have this space. So what do I do? So I can drag this over in order to enable me get more things in. So I can just look again to check where I have spaces. So this is telling me that I have some space here, so I drag this in. So it's just about redefining where you have spaces, where you can drag a bit in. So you can see 13 November is appearing now. What is just remaining now is the last column, which is payment. So I can check here, I can see some space, okay, no space there. So this has to go forward a bit for the health information to appear. So you can see United Health is not appearing completely. So I'm just going to move a bit out. So I have United Health. Then I have space here. So I can drag this one in a little. So it's something that you have to patiently do manually. I'm also going to show you how you can do this using automatic format. So I've done that and I still have space here, so I can drag this one in. So whether you are at the main Excel sheet environment or you are at the print preview page, you can still adjust your margin to enable things to fit in. So I'll continue doing this until the last column appears. So after shifting, you can see I've been able to bring in on all the columns and everything is showing now. So if you look at this is where this last page will be. So you have a little gap here. So we can, if you want, we can just probably further adjust this a little in order to enable to reclaim some space there. So I'm bringing it down a little so you can see. So this is exactly what we've been aiming to do. So I can now close this, say okay, this is fine. So I now have everything. So you can now see that our print setup, don't mind this, our print setup has automatically appeared up to here. So now if I want to print this, what do? I'll go to start print, I'll click on print, then I'll say tell it to print to PDF, print to PDF. So when you click on print to PDF, let's see what happens. The system will automatically open this in PDF format, and so you save the name. So let's call it Martin's project. So I'm going to save this Martin's project into. I have a folder here for Martin's. So Martin's project is now in PDF. So let's see how it's going to open in PDF, and let's see whether anything will be missing. So this is still in Excel. So let's go to PDF and click on, wait for it to completely get ready. So I have Martin's project here. So I'm going to open it in PDF. So this is how our work is looking now. So we have name, insurance, MCRD. So we can, if you like, you can further expand this, but everything is within one single page now. Insurance, MCR, date of birth, DR, you can see everything is showing up to payment. So we have all the information. So we have a little space here. So in order to make this a bit bigger, we can readjust this in such a way that we'll have a little to occupy this empty space. So let me show you how you can do that. So so to do that, I'm going to highlight the whole of this document the way it is, or I could just click here to highlight everything. Then from anywhere between 1 and 2, I'll just drag down a little. So I'm increasing the margin size of the rows, just drag down a little. And when I drag down a little, you can see that I've gotten a little bit of space now. So I'll work. So I'll just undo and and that's what we have. But we can always adjust that, you know, using a very small. So that's how you can get everything out manually.